When we take a category of naked bikes between 500 to 800 cc, like almost all the bikes on the market are either 2 cylinders or 3 cylinders. That would be quite difficult, to understand and, to say why it is. Probably it's not just one reason. And I'm very happy that Honda still offers in category 650, still offers the 4-cylinder engine. This is Honda CB650, the model 2017. It was highly updated for 2017, and it's really nice. But I would like to find out whether it, what it can offer in the really competitive market of 2 and 3 cylinders. So let's find out. So this is Honda CB650F. It has it's not the Hornet anymore, of course, like that's put things clear. But I'm still very happy that Honda offers this motorcycle in 2018. This is a highly updated version for 2017. It has an improved engine for 4 horsepower more, so the total is 90 horsepower, 66 kilowatts. It has a different or new exhaust, much better by the way. The sound is amazing for the category of 4 cylinders. Yeah, the suspension is better for that one, but overall it's a normal naked bike with the, like as we knew it from 90s, right? The 4-cylinder, 90 horsepower, not 100 plus. Everything it has, I mean, the maximum it has in 11,000 RPM. In terms of design, I really like these 2 colors on the engine. I think this is brilliant. I really like it. And the best part is the exhaust, because these 4 pipes into one, which really like it's a kind of a homage to Honda CB400 from 74, 75. Awesome, it's my favorite motorcycle. There are some parts though which are not really quality, I believe, and it's like it's surprising for me that this is a 2017. Like the whole rear part really looks a little bit cheaper when you see it from the back. It's at least it looked like a 500cc motorcycle, not like 650. This is a plastic, which I don't like. Of course, there are many plastic parts which I don't like, but this should be from the steel. The other not really quality-wise part is the dash. I think it's a very different, it's a very strange angle, and it's not modern. It doesn't have any modern functionality, although at least there is average fuel consumption, but it's not anything I really like on this bike. But overall, I'm very happy that we have this bike here on the market. It's a big question what it can offer in terms of, in the competition of 2 cylinders and 3 cylinders, which are very strong, like MT-07 and Kawasaki Z650 and SV650. So lots of bikes, but we will find out when we ride this bike. So let's go. So yeah, that's it. I'm sitting on a CB650, and it reminds me when I was young. Like really young, when I was 18. It's nice, to be honest, to sit on a 4-cylinder classic kind of naked bike. And so the first thing I realized on this bike is it's a little bit heavier, and especially you feel the weight in the bottom, like that it's beneath you, because it's all centralized in the engine, which is a little bit more heavier than if you have the 2-cylinder or 3-cylinder engine, and you just feel it because it's a little bit heavier to turn, and especially in combination that you have a lot of weight on the front. The seating position, it's not that straight such as on Yamaha XSR. This is a little bit more sporty, like on a KTM Duke, and I feel it. It's nice because I have the atmosphere of something like a little bit sporty ride, but at the same time it's not very good like in a practical way for traveling or anything like this. So yeah, so the changing direction of the motorcycle, the steering is a little bit like tough, more difficult, or you need to use more strength than for example of MT-09. But once you are in the corner, this is a very stable motorcycle, precise, I think. Despite the fact that it's used standard fork in the front, 41 millimeters with 41 millimeters tubes, and but it does a really good job, I have to say. Like it's really nicely hard. So you have loads of you have enough signals basically from the suspension It's not anything for doing MotoGP or anything, you know, like doing crazy stuff on a circuit. But for a normal sporty ride, this is nice. Now, as I mentioned, maybe the dash I don't like because it's in a strange angle, which if you want to see something on it, you need to really look down, and then you don't see what's going on in front of you. So I don't think this is lucky, and like I really miss the gear indicator, because I never know. And you know, when you want to go slow, that's the thing. When you want to go normal, slow, you don't care. It really doesn't matter which kind of gear you have in this 4-cylinder, and it's really nice characteristic. But at the same time, when you want to go fast, you just need to know it. You know, whether it's second or third or first, it really matters. And because otherwise you don't know what to expect. And on the 2-cylinder engine, it's like when you have some of these, you know, like proper, I mean, when you have one of these right gears, like 2 or 3 or 4, it usually goes really like fast or enough anyway. So I missed the gear indicator here. The gearbox is really light. It's really very easy to use, I have to say. No problems. Even it's just a cable, normal non-hydraulic clutch. It's really cool. The same with the throttle. It doesn't have electronic throttle or anything like that. Basically, no full maps, of course. No traction control. Anything. Just the basic ABS. But I like it, and I'm very happy for this one. This kind of motorcycle. I just believe this is the last year or last maybe 2 years in production. That's my guess. And we should enjoy. And if you like this kind of motorcycle, you should buy it before it's late, because you know, you can see the new range of motorcycles, CB300R, CB1000R, CB125R, which are really packed by modern technology, and it's a different kind of, you know, story. But I like this motorcycle because it's a little bit old school for me, especially by the engine. And I don't ride often 4-cylinder engine on the Canary Islands, and to be honest with you, I think that 2-cylinder engines are better here in most of the roads, because it's really curvy. And but I really enjoy today, and it's very interesting because yesterday I had just a Ducati Scrambler icon for a test. You can see the review on my YouTube channel, and it was such a different motorcycle in everything, you know, like 2-cylinder Ducati, not really that exact gearbox, and you know, just differences on every angle. But at the same time, I had really much fun. But I am today also having fun, but just a quite different fun, you know, like I don't understand, I can't really like explain better, but I loved both of these motorcycles, and they both was kind of fun for me to ride in a little bit different way, because the steering, you know, was way lighter, was way easier to change the direction on the Ducati, and the engine was like so different. But I really enjoyed today, and I'm really surprised because loads of reviews, basically loads of reviews, like majority of reviews of this Honda just says it's just an ordinary, versatile, everyday motorcycle. But I don't know, like maybe NC750, also I have it on my YouTube channel, or you know, some other like Tracer 700. These are bikes which are really versatile, really easygoing, and but this one, it's really fun. It's not the KTM Duke 790 or 690, or not at all. I'm not trying to say this one, but I have to say that I really enjoy after some long time to ride. Oh my god, this is nice. A 4-cylinder bike, and that's nice. In terms of power, 66 kilowatts in 11,000 RPM. And if you really go with the, I don't know, if someone on Africa Twin or Tracer 700 or 900 or any other like SV 650, you will probably, as you expect, you will need to change gears way more often. And usually when you go like uphill, you need to gear down maybe twice to keep up with them. But at the same time, in most of like you know, in many of these bikes, you have more power in a high like the maximum power is bigger. If you really want to have it there on 11,000, it's there. and you are faster than MT-07 or basically any of these 700 or 650 twin cylinder motorcycles. So that's good to know. I didn't feel lack of power today. Maybe good to say that if you, for example, gear down in 50 kilometers per hour from the second gear to first gear and put the full throttle, nothing really happens, like nothing bad happens. It's no wheelies, nothing really aggressive. You can still, hold the handlebar and go and accelerate very smoothly. So yeah, but so maybe there are situations when it could be a little bit more, like it's not a Hornet, it's like it's not Honda Hornet, and it never wants to be like. But that's nice. Now, there are the discussion about the like advantages and disadvantages of 2 and versus 4 cylinders engines, and that's a very difficult topic for me. I mean, not for me, but in general, like it would need another YouTube video to just discuss this problem. But I have to say that this engine has some nice perks. First of all, you can really ride it on any gear almost in any speed. So I mean that I just rode today uphill, like steep hill, 40 kilometers per hour on the 6th gear and accelerated smoothly. I mean, it wasn't an acceleration in the right words, literally meant, but it was very slowly, getting some speed, but no problems with the, it was very fluent. And this is really good for beginners, I think. Another thing, like the advantage of 4-cylinder for someone is the sound, the charismatic 4-cylinder sound, which someone has really connected with the motorcycles. And for someone, it's just really like true motorcycle sound, and I understand it. Also, the revving the engine is just something you maybe missed on the MT-09 or Ducati Scrambler. So here you have it. And it's not a rather advantage rather than just characteristics, but yeah. Also the advantage maybe are these 4 pipes into one, the design thing, but some people like it probably. And now let's focus a little bit on disadvantages and connected with this model. So yeah, it's a little bit more heavy, and it's partly because of the engine. You don't have much power in the low RPM, which is good for beginners, but maybe some people have some complex about it in terms of like when all your friends have twin cylinders, maybe they'll be laughing at you because you always will have a lack of power when the normal speed, when you ride normal speeds, and that's just fucked. Another thing is that probably 4-cylinder could be less reliable in the long term. It's a theoretical thing. It's like have either more parts, like everything is doubled there, and like the average amount of RPM, is bigger, and the engine sometimes operates in 11,000 or more RPM, and that means that it should be a little bit less reliable than, for example, legendary NC750 or something like this. Also, the consumption it will be bigger. So formally, this model has 5.7 liters per 100 kilometers, and in my test, it now has 6.5 liters per 100 kilometers, and it really means that 4 cylinders have bigger consumption when you want to go fast, and that's just the fact. Just a couple of things. I told you about the suspension. My seating position is quite I feel nice on the bike. I mean, I don't think it's really small for me. I have 193 centimeters, but I feel okay. I could have this motorcycle and ride it as my own. That would probably work. I prefer the bigger ones, but I could live with it. It's especially like, for example, the Ducati Scrambler yesterday. It wouldn't work. The seat height 790 just wasn't enough, and on this one 810 millimeters, it's okay. And again, like this brings us to the beginning. If I should choose between MT-07 or CB650, like I don't like the dash on this one, and some particle parts such as the tail light and maybe the seating position is not that bad. But besides that, I would probably choose it because you know, all of my bikes around are 2 or 3 cylinders, and I miss this feeling of revving the engine. I like the sound. It's really wonderful sound, and it's one of the last motorcycles right now in production. Maybe it's worth mentioning Suzuki GSX S750, which is way stronger, or maybe Benelli BN 600, which is way weaker. But other than that, we don't see much alternatives. So yeah, thanks to Honda that they still manufacture such a great product, and hopefully some people will decide and buy this one because it's fun. And it's a piece of the motorcycle history, these 4-cylinder engines in this category. So thank you very much for watching my review of this motorcycle, and I'm going to clean the bike and enjoy the rest of the day. And I have and loads of other videos about motorbikes on my YouTube channel, so subscribe for the next updates or watch some other episode. Enjoy. Bye.